What's up, guys? Welcome to Daily Dose of Reddit. This is your host, Zach, and today's subreddit is r/IDontWorkHereLady.
This story's called I Panicked and Spoke Spanish. Fun little factoroni about this little story. We read another story by this Redditor here. It was called, I Must Work Here Because I'm Filipino. It was a few videos back, but, I like to point out when we read continuations or stories from the same person. Anyway, it's called I Panicked and Spoke Spanish. So a few weeks ago, I posted a story about this rude lady who insisted I worked in a bookstore because I'm Filipino. I was talking to my friend during lunch the other day, and I remembered another I Don't Work Here Lady incident when I was in Hong Kong, nearly 2 years ago. Not as ridiculous as the first one, just hilarious. On my expense at least. When this incident happened, we were in a clothing store in Ocean Center. Maybe Uniqlo or H&M, I can't exactly remember which. I was in the process of returning the clothes my mom decided she wasn't going to buy when this older lady grabbed my arm and started asking me a question. I won't call her Karen because I didn't stick around long enough to measure her level of entitlement, even if the arm grabbing was already pretty rude in and of itself. So I'll just call her Old Lady. Old Lady is talking and gesturing to the clothes in her hand. If I had to hazard a guess, she might have been asking for a new stock or something. My brain freezes and goes into a low-key panic mode because 1. Old lady grabbing my arm really caught me off guard, and 2. I do not speak a lick of Cantonese. I recognized that she was speaking in Cantonese, but I had no idea what she was saying. You would think the whole scenario would be easily remedied if I spoke in English or Filipino to inform her I don't work there / I can't understand her. But, well, my brain kind of stalls. Note, this entire fumble happens in the span of 3 seconds tops. Anyway, it decided it would respond in Mandarin. I know how to say I don't speak Cantonese in Mandarin, but for whatever reason, when my brain realized speaking to Old Lady in Mandarin doesn't make sense, it decided, okay, we don't remember how to say that. And for whatever reason, my dumb booty brain jumps over English and Filipino, languages I'm actually fluent in, and skips right over to an entirely different language I can barely speak. Out of freaking nowhere, I suddenly blurt out, half yelling and startling Old Lady, "No hablo Cantonés!" And I just ran away, trying to blend into the crowd like I'm suddenly in an Assassin's Creed game. Okay, someone needs to get this woman a boyfriend or a girlfriend or something because, geez, she does not know how to handle herself in these situations. I don't speak Cantonese and Spanish? What? How does her brain... Oh man, that's adorable. This story's called I Am Not a Guide for Haunted Attractions. Well, it seems I can't escape the I don't work here moments at haunted attractions. Last night, I went to a haunted attraction with a friend. If you read my previous haunted attraction one, then I have to say this. It was a different friend and a different attraction. Also, sorry if this was long. For me, this was a curious thing which I didn't realize was I don't work here lady moment for most of the night. The night started with my friend and I going to this haunted attraction. We were wearing our skeleton outfits, we got to look spooky together. You can wear costumes to these things. When we check in, the lady at the window stopped and asked what I was doing out of costume. After we chatted for a bit and her showing me a photo, turns out someone who looks just like me works there. I showed her my ID and she laughed at the strangeness of it all. My friend and I thought it was funny too. We joked and chuckled as a rather large group seemed to be following us. We spoke to each other about the oddness that there was a group of over 30 kids who looked like young teens at most here without more adults. However, they were pretty chill, so we didn't pay them much mind. Every once in a while, one would run over to us and ask us a question, but it was pretty chill. Then the hayride came and we got on board. My friend and I making jokes and such, it was fine. And everyone but me had so much fun at the clown moment. I am scared of clowns, and the clowns used this to their advantage to have me say the iconic horror line, "He's behind me, isn't he?" And the clowns saying stuff like, "We know where you live!" All in good fun. And since we knew some people who worked at this attraction and playing the clowns, they pretty much pulled me around the hayride for kicks. Gotta love having friends who are scaring professionals. After the hayride, my friend and I chatted on which part to do next. Is it just me or are we surrounded? Asked my friend as the group of kids appeared next to us with those couple of adults in tow. Yeah, escape to the haunted house? Yep, she said, and we ran off trying to get away from the group as neither of us do good with crowds. Funny thing, those kids were fast. They kept up. So we ended up at the haunted house with a group of kids and a couple of adults in tow. And yep, the group we were put in had a few of the kids who seemed very eager. And yes, questions ensued. My friend and I tried to ignore the kids. However, that was much harder this time, as they would go the wrong way, try to hit the actors, or, not even sure how, get stuck on the set pieces. As my friend and I knew some of the actors and how hard it is to put on the show, we were doing our best to keep these kids from making a mess of things. It was like babysitting without getting paid, yet with awesome things around. Bright side was no one complained about the fact my friend and I were having fun trying to spook each other out too. I mean, I did disappear at one point to the haunted house as part of a magic act, only to jump out from behind a tombstone at the graveyard. Best placement of an exit tunnel ever. After the haunted house, my friend and I got some drinks because we were thirsty and pondered about the bathroom. The kids were still nearby and asking us for permission to do stuff like get drinks. To which we said, why should we care? If you want to, you can. You just have to buy it, so if you don't have any money for it, you can't get it. So we went to the haunted maze. Again, kids from the group were following us. By the time it was our turn, the whole group of kids were in the line with a couple of adults in tow. At this point, I was questioning if those adults even knew how to speak. And true to form, some of the kids were in our group. This wouldn't have been much of a bother if it wasn't for the fact that when things suddenly turned black and completely dark, I was clung to by a screaming girl. That would have been okay-ish if it wasn't for the fact that when she tackled me to cling to me, she got my neck, so she was choking me. So in the middle of the maze, in complete darkness, I am struggling with a young teen girl who is pretty much hugging my neck. It would have been funny if I was able to breathe. One of the other kids got the girl off of me and I panted for air. Besides that moment, the maze wasn't bad. Yet again, stopping the kids from fighting with the actors. After the maze, my friend and I decided to eat some Halloween foods like fried Oreos and pumpkin ice cream. We were sitting as we noticed the kids were waiting for the other kids. We only noticed this. The kids were getting their after event snack or whatever. I was tossing out our trash as the one boy yelled, "I'm going to the bathroom!" And he started to run in my direction, which was towards the bathroom. Terrible design reared its ugly head. I noticed between the trash cans in the bathrooms was the tractor path and the boy was heading straight for an oncoming tractor. The boy got to me and I scooped him up as the tractor got to us. I put him down next to me. "Are you insane? Didn't you see the tractor? You could have been run over. Thank God you are all right. Don't do that again, you hear?" I yelled. The boy stared at me and then thanked me. After the tractor passed, he went to the bathroom. That was when one of the adults came up to me. I was prepared to get chewed out by a parent for touching their kid or yelling at the kid. "Thank you so much. You really do a good job here. Do I give you the tip or do I give it to your boss?" said the woman. "Excuse me?" I asked confused. "Tip. You are an excellent guide for our school trip. You even saved one of our students," she said, smiling at me. That was when it dawned on me. The reason the kids kept following us around and asking us questions? Sorry, I don't work here. I'm not a guide," I said to the woman. The woman looked at me rather surprised. "What? But you showed the kids around. You answered their questions. The workers touched you. They're not allowed to touch us," she said, sounding very confused. I laughed. Yeah, you see, those were my friends. They work here. I don't. So yeah, my friends know I will play along and we would never hurt each other. So yeah, not a guide, just a friendly person who didn't want to see anyone get hurt. But if you are their teacher, you should tell them not to pick fights with the people working here. That's an issue. No one wants to get hurt, I said to her. She smiled and walked off to the group. I rejoined my friend and told her what was going on. She got a laugh out of it. We were chilling out for a bit, still drinking some hot cocoa, when the group of kids and the adults came up to us and all said thank you together before they left. "Man, I wish my school did school trips like this," said my friend. "Me too. Not sure if they really are a school, but with that many kids per an adult, I sure hope so," I replied before we left and went to enjoy watching Halloween movies for the rest of the night. Don't you love wholesome Halloween stories? They don't all have to end up like, someone or multiple people getting their heads chopped off or throats slit or, myriad of other violent things. But anyways, this was wholesome, and we gotta really appreciate the Redditor here for being really patient and nice, and also obviously saving that kid's life. That's a big deal to just be so nonchalant about. Moving on. This story's called Today I Forklift Up by Shaving My Butthole Before First Date. So, the Today I Fudged Up happened last night, but this requires some background explanation. This is gonna be a TMI, too much information, but that's kinda the nature of Tifu. So whatever. I'm a sporty person, mountain biking, hiking year-round, etc. I also have, apparently, a hairy butthole, which means wiping the old pooper can be somewhat of a chore at times. Sometimes, unbeknownst to me, not everything gets removed. And I don't know if you have ever let somewhat digested stomach acid, aka the Taco Bell runs, gently rub between your greater cheeks for an entire day before, but it ain't fun. So I had the bright idea to shave my bunghole. Less hair, less cleanup, less chance of rectum-related rashes on the next mountain bike ride. So I trimmed it off at night, added some Aquaphor to the affected area, that stuff is magic, and the wiping job is smooth as butter the next day. Win-win. Fast forward 2 days and I'm going on a first date with a pretty cute girl. Classic dinner and dessert kind of thing, cause she's like the best looking girl I've dated. So I want to shot out the monies, of course. Dinner went pretty well and we got Cold Stone afterward. And then we decided to head back to my place, hoping my roommates aren't home for a movie. Turns out they aren't home, which is extra nice because we both were throwing mad hints to each other about how attractive we found each other. But guys, I can feel it building inside me. The gas. Not the sensual tension, unfortunately. We're sitting there on the couch watching a movie, and I just had to let one out. I'm usually pretty good at silent farts, so I'm not paying attention to the fact that we're in a quiet spot in the movie. And this fart was not silent. It was the loudest, flappiest, most percussive fart I have had in my entire life. Hands down. I was mortified. She immediately turned her head toward me with an expression of pure disgust. And I, of course, was super smooth about it and tried to awkward laugh it off, which is my response to most tense social situations. She did not laugh with me. No text back so far. I googled it this morning and it turns out shaving your butt makes your farts extra loud. Cause your butt cheeks slap around with no hair to muffle the sound. So a little Today I Learned there for you inside this Today I Fudged Up. Just waiting for my anal fuzz to grow back so I can go on dates again. No. Oh God, no. It's okay, dude. It's okay. You know what? She might have been, like, the hottest, most gorgeous girl out there, but you know what? If she can't handle an accidental fart, is she really worth being with? I mean, I know people usually try to save farting around each other for later on in the relationship when, it's kind of too late to leave over stupid things. But, accidents happen, and if she doesn't understand that, then she's probably not going to understand a lot of things. I'm not saying she's stupid, just not understanding of a person. But hey, at least you learned that pretty early. This story's called Today I Fudged Up by Removing the Memory Foam Sleeve Cover Off of My Mattress. So I removed my bed sheets and noticed a vomit stain on our mattress. My wife had tried to clean that a while back when my son was sick, but we never got the stain out. Since I was feeling awesome that day, I decided to go a step further and remove the mattress sleeve cover. Then I thought, since I've come this far, I should remove my son's comforter and his bed sheets too. I was on a mission. I threw everything in the washer and began the wash. I wanted to see what the mattress would feel like laying on it without the sleeve, so I laid down and rolled my body back and forth and thought to myself it actually felt pretty good. I got back up and figured I could get some studying done, so I did that for about an hour. My wife gets out of the shower and noticed the bedsheets were off and proceeded to sit on it and put her nightgown on. Then she also laid on it to get on her phone for a bit. So then I lay on it again and told her, doesn't it feel better without the cover sleeve? Minutes later, I got back up and sat on my desk chair and started working on my nephew's 3DS since it was not working. I grabbed a mini screwdriver and placed the 3DS on my lap. It was at that very moment I looked at my jeans and it seemed as if I was turning into a Twilight vampire. I took a closer look and was in disbelief. I thought to myself, why would they put fiberglass under a memory foam mattress that has a zipper? The zipper must conveniently be there so that the owner can remove and wash the cover. That convinced me enough to think it's probably just fabric from the sleeve. The thought would not get out of my head, so I picked my phone up, which was also glistening, and Googled, do memory foam mattresses have fiberglass? Did a couple scrolls down and saw a YouTube video talking about a family forced to leave their home over fiberglass mattress covers. Then I ran into another Today I Fudged Up Reddit story which had a similar story. My heart began to pound and I started saying, crap, repeatedly. My wife asked what was wrong and I told her to get off the mattress and we need to get rid of it. She was clueless until I showed her what I had found. I ran to the kitchen and put on gloves and a cheap face mask, pulled out a box of 120 count hefty trash bags, and started cutting them open to tape over the mattress with duct tape. The whole process took about 45 minutes, and then we were finally able to take it out of our home and dispose of it and the box spring. My wife and I jumped in the shower and turned the water on cold since I read that could help the fibers from going into your skin. I had flashbacks of when my mom forgot to pay the gas bill and we had to shower with cold water. At that moment, I thought we were good, until I realized I threw the sleeve in with our comforters to wash. We are now out of a bed, box spring, pillows, and comforters and sheets. I'm typing this up as I lay on an airbed which has a hole in it and I could hear the dang air leaking. On top of that, my wife and I are getting random stinging pokes around our body. It makes me feel like a darn druggie twitching and randomly slapping my body. I hadn't even taken the comforters and stupid sleeve out of the washer as I'm so exhausted from taking my bed frame apart, vacuuming up as much fiberglass on the floor as possible, and moving stuff around, deciding what needed to go and what can stay. This all became an extremely pricey experience due to my stupid actions, and now I have to purchase a new mattress, box spring, pillows, comforter, and my kid a comforter as well. I just want to warn anyone looking into a mattress to be cautious about the mattress containing fiberglass, as not all of them do. I know it's bound to happen to everyone, and I've learned that next time to read the dang tags as they are there for a reason. I also learned fiberglass is a cheap way to pass fire regulations as it's used as a flame retardant. I never really thought of these things, but just a heads up for all of you thinking about purchasing a mattress. We had purchased ours from Walmart. They had them on Amazon as well. Okay, what exactly were the mattress manufacturers thinking? Like, oh, let's put a skin irritant in the mattress? That'd be so good. Like, I get they explained it's to pass fire regulations, but it's a skin irritant. A very, very bad skin irritant in a mattress that people sleep on. And they make it so easily accessible, like, oh, let's make it so everyone eventually gets covered in fiberglass. Yes! Man, there's gotta be some demented board members in that company, like, geez.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode.